us talk because, guys, it is very important for you to note that we are about to experience a very big revolution of Africa, because yet we are experiencing another African revolution. It was first in Mali, from Mali to Burkina Faso, from Burkina Faso to Chad, from Chad to Niger. Today we are talking about Gabon, which just experienced its new military coup. Yesterday, President Ali Bongo is being kicked out from the office by his own militaries. Now, when we look around very well, all these countries are French speaking countries. In other words, all these countries, they were colonized by France. Now the question we should ask ourselves to know is, why is it that only French countries, only French speaking countries, that the one who are busy committing this military coup? That is the question number one. Question number two, can we say that people such as Julius Malema, uh, Patrice Lumumba, do they have the right, or were they right when they launched this message to whole African continent in order for them to get rid of France and the West? Can we say that when Julius Malema made the call and in front of a France embassy in South Africa, asking for France to go out of Africa, and calling upon all Africans, whether it is internationals or whether Africans who are inside Africa continent, to chase out all these people, whether it is France, whether it is America, whether it is British, Germany, all of them, because Julius Malema, when he made that call, he believed that enough it is enough, and it was about time for Africans to start seeing things in a different ways. It was about time Africans to start and having another way of seeing things. And he made these calls about 2 years ago. And in less than that 2 years, we saw a lot of things happening around Africa. As I said earlier on, at first it started with Mali, who decided to remove France from their activities. They chased the France militaries over there. They chased the France embassy. They chased the France organizations. They chased everyone they know that this person is linked to the France and the West. They chased them out of their countries. Why they have to do that? Beside Mali, we had Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso came also through. They did the same with the young President Ibrahim Traore, who had also to come and chase them out. Instead, what they did, they called for the Wagner groups to come and help them to fight the terrorists. Now, after Burkina Faso, we all know what happened with Chad. Chad also, it is a French-speaking country. Yesterday we were talking about Niger. And thanks to military coup that took place in Niger, it helped Africans to demask, like to remove the mask that France has been hiding. Because in most of the time, when you look these people, whenever they come in Africa to loot Africa mineral, whenever they come in Africa to do crimes, whenever they come to do all those bad things that they usually do in Africa, they do it in the name of democracy. Here I'm referring to America. They usually come with the name of democracy, telling that no, you guys, you are not respecting human being right. You guys are not respecting democracy. You guys are not doing this. You are not doing that. But that the one actually who are coming to put even a lot of trouble in Africa continent, and we all know that by now, isn't it? So they usually come in the name of democracy to take place in Africa, but yet they don't apply it because they are in one mission, and their mission, I believe by now each and every African out there, we know their missions is to loot Africa, to leave Africa at the poverty, to not make Africa develop. And this is something that they've been doing for so many years. No one can come and deny about it, because it does not make sense that you in your country, you don't have a certain categories of minerals, but yet you are able to produce or to have some reserve banks, whether it is gold, whether it's platinum, whether it is uranium, all those things, they're having a reserve bank of it, yet they don't even own a single mining. So these were kind of the things that can revolt each and every Africans. And now here comes some true Pan-Africans such as Julius Malema, Professor Lumumba, and people such as William Ruto from Kenya, people such as Dada Nana from Ghana. All of them, they are coming and they start making this call, calling Africans, waking up Africans, telling them what to do, telling them that, no, guys, look, we can do this on our own. We don't need the help of these people. We can let go of all these people. Guys, when Julius Malema had that courage, him with his people, they went all the way to the French embassy in order for them to call the France to leave Africa and African countries alone. No one took them serious. No one perhaps had even an idea of saying that all these things that we are seeing today, it will take place. No one sees that coming. But what is happening now today? After that call, after all the speech that these two Pan-Africans, they've been giving here and then, see what is happening today. And you see that people that are taking these words to actions, people, they have realized that it is about time to let go of France, to let go of the US, to let go of British, Germany, Italy, all of them, to let go of them out of Africa because we don't need them anymore. Look on how this have bring panic among themselves. Look on how this had pushed France to the point of him removing his mask so that everyone they can get to see. I'm going to give you a very easy example, which I believe you will totally agree with me. Look, for an example, when France have the courage to go to another sovereign country, which is Niger, by the way, going there, saying that if you guys, actually they were busy imposing on that military government, saying that if you guys don't put back or reinstate the elected president of Niger, we are going to invade your country. That is France saying that. What about America? America was even willing to work with ACOA in order for them to go and invade Niger. Those kind of threats. These are the things they've been doing time to time. You guys, we even saw it with the Republic of South Africa when they refused to arrest Vladimir Putin. You saw how America have to come and start threatening up South Africa. This is something that they've been doing it time to time. You saw how America went on and start threatening the Republic of Uganda with President Museveni, saying that if you guys don't remove this your new law against gay and lesbian, we are going to put sanctions on you. We all know this is their strategy that they usually apply time to time. But today, as we're talking right now, whether they threaten you, whether they don't do it, African people, they don't care anymore. Proof to that, they had threatened Niger. They said that if you don't reinstate this president, we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Until now, can you tell me what did they do? Nothing. Instead, Niger end up making a very good friendship with his neighboring countries such as Mali, Burkina Faso, where this military coup have took place already. And they are busy following the step of Mali and Burkina Faso and Chad on how to deal with the open eye mask, on how to deal with this France. Not long ago, Niger asked for France ambassador, I mean to say, to pack their bags and leave the country. Because they feel that we don't see any reason why we should keep you here. We don't see any reason why we should let you be in our countries. And they even ask also the ambassador there in France of Niger to pack also his belongings and go back to the country. That is the spirit that Africans, they are having right now. That's what Africans, they feel like they are more ready to go ahead and live with. So all these actions, they are no longer having impact on Africans anymore. They did threaten Niger and they failed. Instead, Niger is busy looking forward to have new partners. And on the other side, we are having Russia and China who are coming and say that, no, guys, we know actually your problems. We know how you guys, you've been treated by all this West. We know how they've been looking at you like small boys. We know how they have to come and get involved in your politics and tell you what to do in your own countries. We know everything, but us, we are not here for that. Us, we are here actually to benefit something from you. So therefore, we can give you that due respect that you deserve to have. And that's what they are doing so far. Guys, I was asking someone earlier on because I was asked this question. So as I was giving the answer, I said, yesterday we talked about Burkina Faso. The day before yesterday we were talking about Niger. Today we are talking about Gabon. What will happen tomorrow? Do you have any idea who's going to be the next? Because we're talking about a man. I'm referring to Ali Bongo, who was the former president of Republic of Gabon. We are talking about a man who had power. He's been there for centuries. We're talking about more than two decades, if I'm not mistaken. Because his father was there. The whole family, between father and son, they managed to lead this country for 56 years. How old were you? Some of us were not even born. But this same family, they were there leading this family. Leading these countries. After the father died, the son came and take over the power. And what they usually do, as we all know, with these puppet so-called African leaders, they usually like these things of come in power, pretending like they're good people. Once they start enjoying the soup of the beef, once they taste that soup of the beef, they know how beautiful it is, how good it tastes in their mouth. They don't want to live anymore. That is the reason why you find some of the presidents, if they're supposed to have only 2 terms of their mandate, they'll do the second one, they'll go and change the constitutions so that they'll even have more power to last. Some of them, they'll go and change even they'll go ahead and change the years. If it's supposed to be having 5 years in the office, they put 7 or 10. We saw that example with Paul Kagame in Rwanda. The man who's supposed to last in power only for 10 years. But just because of some of the crime that they have committed, and they know very well that if I leave this power today, I'm going to pay for all the crime I have done to my people, or they're going to repossess everything that I have worked for. I've worked for all this time. And he went on and changed his mandate. That's why you see all of them, whenever they organize the elections, they're the one who are in power because they get to manipulate the result. They impose. They can even tell the person who's working at the ICC to tell them exactly what kind of percentage are them going to win the election with. Can you tell me how possible is it for someone to win the elections with 98%? 98%, no matter how well you are being loved by your people, it is not possible for you to pass the elections with that such kind of amount. Some of them, they are busy blocking all the opposition parties. They're making sure that no one should not come ahead and become somebody, because they know that if you do that, it's going to put them in a hard position. This is the things that these people, they've been doing all of us. They understand that these presidents, these our so-called leaders, message to obey from the West. These are the same people who come, they'll do the campaign for you. They'll try to influence anyone so that you pass through the elections, not by the vote that people they had made their own choice, but you pass to the elections by tricking it. And once you're in power, them they will defend you, so that tomorrow when they come to you, they say that, okay, look, I needed this much of petrol, you have just to give it to them. If they come tomorrow, they say that, no, look, I need to have this gold mining, so you just have to do it. Ali Bongo, the one who just lost power, from the moment this man he goes to France, fighting against his own people there in Gabon, those forget about everything that this man can do wrong. They will be a pure person. All because this is a man who protect their interest. All because this is a man who makes sure that France, America, UK, they can have everything that they want. And that is the reason why they've been protecting this kind of people for so many years. Recently, Emmanuel Macron went in Africa. He was visiting Africa. I think he went to DRC, he went to Ghana, he passed there in Congo, Brazzaville, and then he was there before everything. It started from Gabon. There were one simple message that everyone had sent. They said that Emmanuel Macron is not welcome here because France is not welcoming Gabon. That was the message of people of Gabon. But what did Ali Bongo did? He ignored that message. Instead, guess what he did? He paid people, some group of people. Obviously, there will always be those people who are against Africa, who are against the prosperity of their countries. And they get paid. They went all the way to the airport to make sure that they welcome Emmanuel Macron. When they get to the airport, Emmanuel Macron feel even more comfortable, like no, he was welcome in Africa. And this is the things that they've been doing. Now when they're doing that, forgetting that there is also another new generation of Africans who have understand that we have to start doing things in a different ways. So they have to come and announce this military coup. Guys, for your own information, this is not the first military coup that Ali Bongo had faced. Do you guys still remember in 2019 when he had stroke and he was in I think somewhere there in Arab countries. I forgot which country is it again. The name will come. The man was there for his medical treatment. Just seeing how embarrassment it is. You thought, believing that you are having a president who's gonna build you hospitals, who's gonna do all those good things, but yet they don't even have a normal, simple hospital that they can be treated in. So when they're sick, they have to go somewhere overseas to get a best treatment. When you and me we sick, we must go and queue up there early in the morning and pay for it. That is African leaders who keep on embarrassing this beautiful continent. So the man he had, when he was busy attending his medical treatment over there were a group of some military soldiers who went on TV and announced that they have now the control of the country. But lucky enough, the man he did survive that military coup. So that should have been at least be should I say a lesson of a clever man whom supposed to understand that no, look, I believe it is about time I doze off. I believe I should just give up now when these things is still bought before it's too late for me. Nope. That was not even the case. Instead, what he decided to do was for him to make sure that he went on and put I would call this organize his people to go vote for him and remove the concessions and give him even more mandates. That was his plan. Just imagine the kind of leaders that we're having in Africa with. So when all these things was happening, France was there, America, they were there, British were there, all these countries that are trying now to open their mouth today to start criticizing this military government, they were there, they were saying it, but they never had the courage to call him and ask him to step down nicely before it's too late for him. They never had the courage to make him understand that what you're doing is not good. That's not what we call democracy. Why? Because they need someone who will be representing them, because they need someone who will be obeying to what they have to tell them. I mean, to tell that particular person. That's the reason why all of them, they were mute. No one speak about it. They kept quiet. Now today that Ali Bongo is no more in power, see how they are trying to raise up again. They think that they're going to succeed? Nope, I don't think so, because if they're supposed to succeed, they should have succeeded already in Niger when they threatened the government of Niger, saying that no, if you guys don't give power back to the elected president, this is what's going to happen. So they already failed to do so, and therefore it is too late already. Africans, they have understood that this no more the time. So Ali Bongo, he has to be removed in power because he could not do things in the right way, because they have made people of Gabon realize that this power, all generation to generation, it looks like it belongs to one family. If you are not a Bongos family, you are not going to succeed, you are not going to have anything, you're never going to be in power. Because all the elections that are coming, you will see that no, the man is organizing everything so that at the end of the day, his name will be announced as the winner. How can you be announced as the winner with more than 60% when in actions, when they put people on the street, no one likes you, no one wants to be with you? Everyone, they have understood that you've been a puppet president helping France so that they will come and loot properly what you are having as the mineral or petrol in your country. Because if we are talking about African countries that are producing petrol in their numbers, that will be Gabon as well. That's the only thing that we know, that yeah, if you go there, petrol is very cheap. And the people of Gabon are not benefiting from it. All this because there is a group of people who are sitting in power and they have to start working with this open eye master by doing what they are asking them to do. In Gabon, there is a lot of French-speaking companies that the one who are busy telling you what to do. You as a citizen of your country, you can't even have a normal tender. All because in order for you to have a tender, someone must agree somewhere there in France. Someone must sign down and say that, yeah, fine, take this tender, you can give it to so and so. In your own country. So these people, they are sitting somewhere there in France, in America, but yet they are having the word to say upon your own activities in your own countries. These are the kind of people that we've been dealing with all these years. I'm so proud and so happy because of what people of Gabon are doing. And they're showing it, we can tell. Because remember, no one you can't come and tell me that this man was elected. I'll tell you why. I know one of the leaders somewhere in Africa. The moment they said that he did not win the elections, this man, he simply did something very simple. He called for his voters. He said, guys, here they want to steal your vote. You had put that trust in me. You voted for me. But here they are saying that no, your vote was not enough. So if you really vote for me, this is about time. Go on the street. Show the world that you had voted for me. And the person who was voted by these people, they listened to him. They all came on the street. And they show it, and everyone could see that, yeah, the West, who had imposed that puppet government, they start looking for dialogue, trying to negotiate. Oh no, we understand, okay, just for the sake of peace, let's just forget this time. Obviously, we'll try to help you next time, because they see that these men have demonstrated the vote of his people. Now, go and ask Ali Bongo right now, in his message, whom did he call? Simple question, guys. Whom did he call in his message? He did not call people of Gabon. He did not either call people that he claimed that he had who had made him win this vote. Instead, he called for people whom he think that they are his friends. Because I quote, in his word he said, I'm calling upon all our friends all over around the world to make noise. Which friends is he referring to? Can someone tell me which friends that Ali Bongo was referring to, if it's not France, that's been working with his father, that's been working with him all these years? Which friends that Ali Bongo was calling for their rescue, if it is not America, that who get to America, that get to benefit from the Gabon petrol? Instead of calling for people, your own people that who had put trust in you if you really win these elections. He's calling for the West to come in. He did not even call for Pan-Africans to come in, or for any African countries to come in. He's calling for the people that he know that they've been looting Africa, so that they should come in, hoping that these same people will come and do whatsoever they have done so far in Niger, which, by the way, they failed. They failed to do so. So these are the signs that shows that this man was not there for people of Gabon. This man was there for his family and his pocket, and obviously at the service of the West. Because if he was there for people of Gabon, I just gave an example of one of the opposition leader somewhere in Africa, whom he felt that, okay, this election is being tricky. What should I do? Let me call upon people who believe in me, people who had voted for me, and people coming on the road, and a solution shows up later on. Why that is not the case with Ali Bongo if he really won these elections? He's calling upon France, and guess what, guys? After he called them, these people, they came, they shows up. Did you guys listen to what France Prime Minister said about what just happened in Gabon? The man had these balls to go ahead and condemn this military coup. Did you guys heard what Blinken also said about these same things yesterday? He's calling for these soldiers to release the president before it's too late for them. Is that a threat? Obviously, that's why they feel like, sometimes I ask myself these simple questions. Imagine if this military coup took place in France, America, Germany, so on and so on. Which of African leaders can have the courage to go and tell them what to do? To go and show their support to whoever they feel like supporting? Why do they have always to have something to say about African politics, about African affairs? Who gave them that power? Of course, it is our fellow brothers, our fellow sisters, our fellow Africans. We are the one who have give these people power to grab us like this. Because the moment when they come to you, they are proposing you something which you know that is illegal, something that will lead you to commit crime. If you reject it, these people, they're not going to have control over you. But they're having control over you because they have come to you, they propose some business to you, they propose something on how they want to loot your country, and you agree on. You are making them rich, and that is the reason why they keep on controlling exactly each and everything that is happening in Africa. That is the naked truth, and we have to acknowledge that, because if we don't acknowledge that, then there's nothing that we can talk about. We need first to acknowledge that, so that we'll be able to fix what could be our mistake in all this, because we kind of like killing ourselves without even knowing. So these people that are having power, coming, telling Africans, do this, don't do that. You vote the law in the parliament, which people, because remember, parliament is the representative of people out there. Now they're voting a vote, and they pass the motion or something like that, just because it does not work in your favor. You, so-called US, so-called NATO nations, you have to come and show up and be like, oh guys, no, you must not do that. If you do that, we're not gonna get along. You must do no, man. Guys, please, if you are watching this video, make sure that you like this video, because things that we discuss here are very important. We need this message to reach to many people out there. This is about time Africa, we stand together and we remove these things, we remove these people once for all. Yes, we need to remove them from Africa, and it is happening right now. It is happening. France is losing control of Africa. France is not controlling Mali. France is not controlling Burkina Faso, Chad. France is not controlling Gabon at the moment. Tomorrow it can be Congo Brazzaville with the President Sassou Nguesso. Because that is another man. We're talking about, these people actually, whenever they come, they put a puppet president in the power. They make sure that they keep that president in power as long as they can, as long they are benefiting. Unless if that president betrayed them. And we all know what they have done to all African leaders who have come to their conscience saying that, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I want to be there for my people. It is either they eliminate you politically or either they assassinate you and kill you. That's what they've been doing. But now that moment has passed, because any small mistake you make, you find African people on your way. Yep. And that's the reason why you see them panicking. They start doing desperate things, because remember, when you're desperate, that's when you start making a lot of mistakes. Who could imagine that France, a country such as France, they'll have the courage to go publicly and say that we'll be invading you, Niger, if they don't do this or if they don't do that. So tomorrow it can be Congo Brazzaville, because Sassou Nguesso has been also in power there for many years, and these people want to do that. Because they are protecting this president, and this puppet president, what they usually do, that's when they go ahead and start changing the constitutions. Your term's supposed to finish next year. You go, you change, you give yourself another one, because you want to be there, because you want to last in power forever. That is what these people, they've been doing all over Africa. And we all know that. So the easy way to remove these people out is by start making sure that whenever the opportunity shows up, for example, like the one in Gabon, you take it. Because once they go out, which means France is out, America is out, all of them actually, they're out. And we start looking for new partners to make good friendship with, and not this kind of people. They've been doing that, and they've been succeeding because they know that it was benefiting their own interest. They know that it was making them become even more richer. I gave an example of Ali Bongo, a man who had a stroke. He can't even walk. You can tell that this man is sick, but yet he still wants to be in power. That's when I said, the moment these people, they taste the soup beef, you see when you cook beef, you cook it in very nice, you taste, you're not gonna let go of it anymore. You'll want just to keep on eating. And that's what these African leaders, they've been doing all this time. They don't want to let go of power. Now see the way he's leaving the office. Who could have imagined that you will go and make that message begging his so-called friends, West friends, the open IMAS friends, betrayers, who have to come and they must come to his rescue. Who says that the West, they still have impact on Africa? Guys, those days are over now. I don't think there is any Western country that will come today and say that, okay, look, don't do this, and you just listen to them. Nope. If you are afraid of them, then you must know that there is African countries that they'll come and stand together with you. They'll help you. Look at Niger. They did not have the power to resist, to resist France, but they were guaranteed by other Africans, true Africans, Mali and Burkina Faso. They said that, hey, if you want to attack Niger, you must know that you are going to find us over there. Because this is their own business. You should let them to deal among themselves. And that makes sense after all. How come African countries, they don't go and threaten Niger, saying that, no, if you don't do this, we invade your country. You live, I don't know how many kilometers, how many seas you travel all the way for you to send your people to go to Niger and start threatening Niger people. That moment have to stop. We are not afraid of the West anymore. The truth should be told so that everyone should know that that time, it is over now. This time for Africa, because Africa now, they're having a new generation. A new generation that don't want to tolerate nonsense. A new generation that have the courage to speak. Did you see in the previous meetings or summit whatsoever happen around the world, whether it is a Paris Africa summit, whether it is a Russia Africa summit, whether it is a US Africa summit? Now we are having some of African leaders who are having balls to go ahead and speak their mind more openly, without taboo, without the fear of anyone, telling you the truth in front of you. For example, when you take the president of the Republic of South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa, who had to tell Macron in front of everyone that, no, look, you guys were full of yourself. You've been making too much empty promises. Whenever you want to loot Africa, whenever you want to steal something from Africans, you'll come with a lot of promises. You'll put it there on the table. Now we are going to do this. We are going to finance Africa. No, we are going to make this. We are going to develop this. But in actions, Ndororo, zero, nothing. And every time you organize your summit, you want Africans to be there. So it's like you are just showing that you are nothing without Africa, but yet you don't want to respect the hand that feed you. President Ramaphosa reminded them of what they did during COVID-19. The sickness that Africans with Africa continent, we never look for it. We never call for it. The next things we wake up in one morning, they are telling us that no, there is a world pandemic called coronavirus. Okay, fine. The next things, in less than 1 year, they are telling us that no, regardless of how many peoples, how many millions of people have died worldwide with this disease, it can be healed. And we have now a vaccine. You know, I ask myself, that's the reason why myself I never take even that vaccine. Because I always ask myself this simple question to know, how possible is it that we're having HIV, which has been there for more than 100 years now, and yet this disease never had even a simple vaccine. People are dying from it. These people that they are not able to organize even a simple vaccine. Yet a COVID-19 which came in less than 2 months, they are telling us that no, the vaccine is coming. That was a strategy. They wanted to eliminate people in Africa. Remember what Nicolas Sarkozy had said about Africa? That before 2030, before 2035, Africa, there will be more than, I don't know how many billions that of people that he didn't mention. And his mission was to make sure that we should find a way to stop Africans from producing, because they are becoming even more. How can you say something like that? When you say something like that, obviously you have one thing in mind, is to eliminate African people. And in an easy way to eliminate African people is to come with such disease as the COVID-19. They came with it. They provide vaccine. This vaccine that they did provided, each and every country, USA, they did not want to buy any other country vaccines. They said that we are going to make our own. They believe in themselves. They go ahead, they did for themselves. Germany, they did for them. UK, they did not even want to buy other countries. China, they refused also to buy. Russia, all of them, each and every country that made their own vaccine, they refuse to buy it from other people. Instead, they prefer to sell it to Africa. All of them, they want to come and sell it to Africans. Madagascar, where someone had discovered not only a vaccine but a medicine that could stop coronavirus. They went on in this, there are things called so-called United Nations. They went over there and they said that, okay, look, Africa, we are able to make our own medicine for this COVID-19. They refused to approve it, all because they could not trust a black man. All because they could not believe that a black man can do this. Because they are afraid, they know that if a black child can do this, then we are doomed. Then our vaccine, no one will buy it, because already we don't even want to buy it from one another. Germany refusing to buy from France refusing to buy from UK, and all of them, they feel like the only place, the right marketplace, that will be Africa continent. And that's the reason why during COVID-19, you see them coming with too much promises. Oh no, if you guys manage to buy the vaccines for 3 billion rands or dollars, we'll manage to give you maybe this much for free. They're coming to marketing themselves in Africa. I'm so glad to those Africans who never believe in this, as I did. Because for me, I always say, as long no one come and convince me, why until now we still don't have any medicine that can heal the HIV? How come it's possible for them to go and heal a disease such as COVID-19? So it was a way of them trying to eliminate Africans. It was an easy way for them to come and loot Africans. It was a proper way for them to come and make money in Africa. That is the reason why after they produce these vaccines, they could not be able to buy it from one another, but instead they prefer Africans to go and buy for it. So I'm so happy and so proud of President Ramaphosa when he had to remind them this. And you guys, you saw it recently in the BRICS summit, President Ramaphosa spoke it again when he welcomed the China president trying to renew their relationship. He spoke about it, saying that, no, guys, come on. We have to continue our friendship with China because they were there when other Europeans and the West countries refused to give us vaccines because they want us to buy. But China make vaccine, China and Russia, they made vaccine and give it to African for free. So now you can understand that the choice is even more easy for you to understand what kind of people we are dealing with. So these people, they never been there for Africa. These people, they don't want to see the prosperity of Africans. They want to see Africa. We must remain fighting. We must remain killing each other. We must remain not developed so that them, they will keep on develop. Now that they're losing control, now that they're losing power in Africa, instead of even humbling themselves, trying to understand that we are not dealing with that old Africa, we are now dealing with a big country, a new generation in Africa who wants to be treated in a very special way. Let us go to them, apologize, sit down, fix of all the wrongdoing that we have done back in days, and try to find a proper way we can start dealing the business of doing things in the way that can benefit each and everyone. Them, they still believe that whatsoever they were doing back in days, it's something that they'll have to continue doing today. And they believe that it's gonna work. It's not gonna work. I gave you guys example. If they fail to control countries such as Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Chad, that already is being a call to the remains of African countries. Are you not gonna tell me that right now as we're talking, the president of Brazzaville, Congo Brazzaville, Sassou, are you not going to tell me that that man is afraid right now? He's afraid that I might be the next one, because I did with you a very simple mathematic. I said all these countries that manage or succeed with this military coup, all of them, they are French speak country. Majority of them, of course, they are French countries. When I'm saying that French countries, I'm referring to say that these are the countries who manage, who were colonized by French back in days. And now they're doing this, which means they're busy removing, kicking out French countries and all their belonging, telling them that no, go away, we don't need you anymore. So obviously, each and every remain French country, they'll be kind of like, no, look, I think I might be the next one on the list. I think they'll also do the military coup. Some of them, they're even corrupting their military generals so that they should not betray them. But that does not matter, because the ring alerted that people such as Julius Malema, Professor Lumumba, many leaders around Africa, that they've been calling Africans for the unity of Africa, that they've been calling for Africans to come up with one currency, that they've been calling for Africa to chase out France. This call, this ring, had really woken up the whole Africa continent. Whether you're inside the Africa continent, whether you're outside Africa, then everyone, they have understood that it is about time we start doing things in the different ways. And they'll go like this one by one. I'm afraid to tell you because sometimes when I predict, most of you maybe you might not believe me until when it happens. I did predict of what was gonna happen to this man, the Wagner group leaders that is going to be killed. And today you guys you saw that the man is no more alive. Yes, you can wait for your official investigations of what happened, but the truth is that the man was kicked out of the road. So now we need now to figure out by who? Obviously by the West, because the man was busy working for in advantage of Africans. This is the same man who went and helped Mali to fight the terrorists over there. He did the same with Burkina Faso. As we're talking right now, under the Russia government, they were calling the Wagner group to go over in Niger. So with all these things, obviously, everyone who have their interest in Africa or in those countries that I mentioned, they're not going to let this man survive. They'll try by all means to make sure that they eliminate him. Guys, please, if you have not liked the video, please like the video because I want this message to reach to everyone out there, especially those West and France. They must know that Africa, we know their games and we are not sleeping. We are so happy of what had just happened in Gabon. We are looking forward to the next countries. So please give us your thumbs up. We really do appreciate. So guys, this is what they are doing. They will try by all means to eliminate everyone who will stand on their ways. That's the reason why you see them sending a lot of threatening messages saying that we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Yet they are failing because Africans were now united. We are coming together as one nation, telling this West that hey, no one's going to support you. They try to use some of African constitutions such as the African Union. They try to use as how do you call it, different organizations to punish this military government. That no, they should not attend this, they should not be recognized. We don't care. That is the naked truth. Whether you recognize this military government or not, Africans at the moment, we don't care anymore. We don't care anymore because all we want to hear is that France, USA, with their alliance, they're out of Africa continent. Yes, it is possible, but that Nigeria might be the next one on the list. So African people, they don't care anymore. And besides even talking about Nigeria being the next one on the list, I'm seeing another person going. That is Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon, a man who can't even walk, a man who can't even give a speech that they wrote for him on the paper. He can't even read it. The man is too old. He's been there for more than 40 years. 40 years. Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon. And there he had installed this dictatorship that you can't even criticize him. If you try to talk bad about him, he killed you. That is another man. What does not last forever? What does not finish, guys? So that man need to go. We need some Cameroonian, young Cameroonians. They should stand up on their feet to say that no, it is about time. This old man must go. No, guys, we need to replace all these old men. Paul Biya, Yoweri Museveni, this president from is it Guinea-Bissau? No, Equatorial Guinea. Mbazobo, what is his name? Yes, the other name. His name is Mbazobo. Those men, they must go. They are too old. All we need right now in Africa, we need some young energy to take the office. Because if you look, even all these militaries that took place, I mean, military coup leaders, most of them, they are young, fresh in everything. You speak, they respond back. And when they talk, they are looking into your eyes like this. So these people, they must just go already. France, America, and these other countries, they've been taking advantage of Africans with our minerals because of this kind of people. Because as long as they are there at their service, Africa is not going to find their true rebellion. In order for us to be free from all this, it's just the way we are going. We wipe everyone out. We put some young ladies in the office, some young men with full of energy in the office who have that is how we do it, and that's how we're going to succeed. So we don't need to be having this kind of leaders who comes and give us a lot of times, like hard times, at the end of the day, just to find out that they are being used as puppet presidents. There is another one who have, instead of even calling for his voters to come and defend him, is calling for his so-called friends. And we all know. So it's kind of like confirming even the rumors that have been going on for so many years since the time of his father, that the Bongos family, they are at the service of France. I mean, if there is one of the African countries that always get along with France, I don't think there is other countries such as Gabon, obviously followed by Burkina Faso back in this, and Mali. Actually, there are so many of them, because remember, France had about 33 countries that they had colonized in Africa. 33 countries that they did colonize in Africa, but go in the map, look how the size of France. The size of France, they are this small like this. They don't have petrol, they don't have gold, they don't have diamond, they don't have all this mineral that we're having in Africa. But yet, you find that now in the world, they are number 4, they are number 1 in the Reserve Bank of gold. Now you understand why I have to remain in my position. Because I always say, in order for me to understand these people, someone should come and tell me them. Maybe they should take me to their museum and show me some of their minerals that they've been keeping in their museum, saying that no, this one, it was covered in 19 something. Oh no, this one, it was covered in this part of the France or Paris. They must come and show us. Obviously, they come, they collect here in Africa, they go, they put it there. And they'll be coming and telling that no, we're the one who had discovered this one in Africa. For sake. So these kind of things, guys, it has to stop. It has to stop once for all. And I'm so happy at least that now all the Africans, they are coming together in support of one another. Today, it is Gabon. And I can see all Africans that are so excited, hand to hand. We're trying to support our fellow brothers so that they'll get rid of this Ali Bongo's family once for all. Who knows tomorrow where me myself, I'm ready to support people of Cameroon. Paul Biya have to go. Yes. Museveni, yes, regardless of how Pan-African can be. Yes, that is another thing, but that man is old now. He should go. He should go and leave Uganda, so that Uganda, yeah, you can have a young president, young ministers, people who are not like, who have nothing to do with the West, so that we can start getting to develop Africa continent, because that's how we do it, guys. You can't be sitting in the office. You tend the office become like your family affairs, whereby if the father is not alive, it's the son who's taking over. So in other words, the moment you become a president, even if you don't have kids, the first things you want to make sure that you pregnant a woman, so that they'll start raising up a child, because you know that, okay, I'm going to be here for 28 years to 35 years. During that time, my child who will get birth maybe in 1 or 2 years, they'll be this age. We saw that almost everywhere where there were detectors in Africa. The moment the father is not there, the son is taking over. And all these so-called France, all these so-called America, all these countries, they're there. They keep quiet. No one is talking about it. No one is condemning them. You know why? Because they have things that they have signed. Because they have things that they have agreed on. Yes, yes. So they have things that they have agreed on. They have things that they usually do. And now they feel like, okay, it's about time we make sure that we keep this person in power, so that we keep on stealing our diamond, we keep on stealing whatsoever they're doing. Guys, we have everything in Africa, but why can't we produce it? Why these people have to come and tell us who should come and dig our minerals, who should we sell it to, at what price of their own choice? and where these minerals will have to be produced. We are having minerals that makes the batteries that run the electrical cars in Africa. But yet, Africa, not even one of African country produce batteries. These electrical batteries. No one of it produce it. So our children, our fathers, our brothers, they are going to risk their life in those minings, whereby you are under the ground and that thing can just collapse and all of you are in, you die in. Sometimes your family, they are not even, they won't even be able to recover your body so that they will cry you and give you a proper befitting funeral, all because you went in those underground in a very bad conditions. But the mineral that comes out from there, someone will come and take it by force, give you peanut money, and they'll take it the way it is to go and produce it in their countries. If you ask yourself a question, why we are having so many unemployment in Africa? Because that is the song of the day for each and every African country. Unemployment, unemployment. No, we can have a lot of job. How can you have a lot of job when you allow people to come into your country, take your minerals they're supposed to be produced in your country? Because when that minerals is being produced in your country, they'll hire people. And when they hire people, unemployment is not going to have effects on your life, or I mean in your country. So when you allow them, they bring it to their countries. They do it on their own over there. Can you see that? So they make you work hard the rest of the job, whereby you're supposed at least also to rejoice or benefit from what you've been going through. They take the minerals, they go with it. That is the things that you have to stop, because Africa we need to start doing things in a different ways. So Ali Bongo going, he deserved to go. He's supposed to go long time. If he was a man with a dignity, if he was a man who respect or love his citizen, he should have at least retired or resign on his own, because his health condition does not allow him. Secondly, the social life over there. I have friends who are from Gabon. You can see how they are crying. They are crying, nothing's working. And the next things when they are going to vote, hoping that they are going to vote someone who will come out as their president, the next thing they're seeing that no, it is Ali Bongo who had passed or won the election with over 60% of vote. And people are looking now into each other eyes and like, okay, like who voted for him? Where is this 64% coming from? So God always confuses people. When God time arrives, no matter what the world can say, is not gonna work. When God want to liberate the Israelites in Egypt, it happened like this. It happened like they could not believe. Imagine even Pharaoh, who was even the king, the king actually at that moment. The men of men refusing for them to go. He let go of the Israelites. They went out of Egypt. Later on, he opened his eyes. He realized that it is too late. These people, they already gone. He's telling his people that, guys, let us go now and follow them. But just to find out that no, it is too late. The Israelites are already the way out. And that's the same thing that is happening with this Western, with this France. They are trying to resist now, but it's too late already, because Africans, they have opened their eyes. Africans, they have understand that it is about time to start doing things in a different way. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I believe I have to stop here now. I have spoke enough. I've given my point of view on this, and the all things we can hope for the best is that this military coup should succeed, so that these people should not have a chance to go back again and start having control of the Africa countries. So if you really find anything important that you enjoy about this video, all you have to do, first of all, give us your thumbs up. Secondly, you have to make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because this is what we do on this channel. We make sure that we educate each other. We make sure that we bring Africa together. We try to encourage Africans and let them know of each other that it is possible that we can do these things, we can make it like any other countries around the world. And that was the message that we also prepare for you in this video, because you need to understand the truth, you need to understand what is happening here. So that will be all for today. If you find anything beneficial, do what we ask you. Drop down your comment. I can see Prince Silan Kabor is also watching us and commenting a lot. We really do appreciate Prince. And anyone, if you have any question, feel free to drop it down in the comment section. We'll have a look on it and we'll definitely get to give you our answer through the comment section. For now, continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. May God bless you all. Ciao, ciao.